do almost anything they can to get it back open ASAP. So how S is the P? In other words, how soon will it be open?
I could keep talking until the Eiffel Tower starts sparkling.
Now you've laid down the gauntlet, so we have to continue to speak until it starts to sparkle. It's sparkling. It's happening. I'm Hallie Jackson, live from the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee as our special coverage of the first night of the Republican National Convention continues here. You are looking at Senator J.D. Vance, the Ohio freshman, walking in within just the last hour or so, set to receive that nomination officially as Donald Trump's running mate. That happened in a moment that saw an ovation for what is now the Trump-Vance ticket, formally and officially. No longer the presumptive nominees. They are the party's pick for the White House come November. The question now, how does this campaign play out?
From
and
never
how does
Trumper
this convention
to
play out over the course of the
Vice
next
President.
Week? Just 48 hours removed now from that assassination attempt against former President Trump at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. We have got our entire team here live on the ground covering every angle, including our moderator of Meet the Press, Kristen Welker, our chief political correspondent, Chuck Todd, our senior national correspondent, Tom Yamas, all with us here. And this is going to be the posture for the next week as we are watching so much news being made and history being made as well, Kristen. We have not seen, obviously, we talked about the backdrop of what happened Saturday leading to this moment now, the vice presidential pick. We haven't seen a vice presidential pick rolled out on the floor of the convention in 4 decades like this.
I got to turn her down.
Significant,
her voice is
and
giving me a headache.
It quite frankly was a moment of jubilation here in the convention hall, a very different tone, of course, than the somber events that we've been tracking over the past several days,
watching
Hallie.
this crap all day.
This is a pick that we were anticipating, but it is still extremely significant because some within the party think it's a little risky. J.D. Vance, 39 years old, in his second year of being a U.S. senator. This is a generational pick, someone who is a nod to the next generation. There are questions about whether he really helps with the electoral map. A lot of people say Marco Rubio would have done more to help Donald Trump in that regard. But look, this is someone who is viewed as the future of the MAGA movement. You talk about The Apprentice.
Well,
this is a sign that Donald Trump is
I want to show you something about
an apprentice with him of sorts. If he does in fact
that he's
become
be Trump's
president,
babysitter.
again, someone who will carry that torch of the MAGA
well,
movement,
yeah,
someone
because
who has an
I mean, he
isolationist
makes
foreign
Pence look
policy.
smart.
He's a
So
former Trump critic,
That's right.
by the way, Hallie, and
not
now one of
sure.
his fiercest defenders.
To that point, Kristen, and bringing Chuck and Tom into the conversation, I was just
There you
chatting
go.
with Vivek Ramaswamy, and he
Thanks
suggested
for showing
that
up,
perhaps
everybody.
the way that J.D. Vance has evolved on Donald
Yeah,
Trump
she
could
was just
actually be
talking
potentially
to Vic
relatable to some people in
Ramaswamy.
America, some of those small
Vivek.
slice of independent voters who perhaps feel the same way that J.D. Vance did 8-10 years ago.
It's an interesting theory.
Should we put us in the picture?
I just don't know.
It's hard to think about J.D. Vance, given everything he said publicly about former President Trump in the
This
last
way
couple
they
of years,
get-
coming out.
This way
oh.
actually probably be better the other way, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was going to take them off for a second so we
Yeah.
could just kind of talk because
I'd hate for Fox to come after me or MSNBC. I mean, same difference.
yeah, I've been watching this crap all day and it's amazing how when they picked J.D. Vance, Van Jones was like he was going to cry or something because Trump is going to be in office and then we can't have our war with Ukraine. Trump's going to end the war.
Oh,
He was literally in tears.
I think that's wishful thinking on our part. I think he's gonna keep the 1% in business, and part of that business is making bombs. So I think that
Right. I
they'll
don't
be
think he's
doing
going
just
to end
fine.
the war.
No,
I think everything's going to go as. I mean, what do we usually do? The Democrats will pull off things that Republicans can't do. They'll get it started, and then the Republican comes back into office and keeps it going.
right.
But they look much better if they don't start it.
Right. They're just going to keep up the illusion of going back and forth when it's all the same party. So
Yeah,
good cop, bad cop shit for each side.
So it's real odd then because how does the good cop do most sorts the bad things?
Right. Well,
And
they
everybody's
take, you have
cool
to
with it.
take turns. You know, I'll be the bad cop on abortion, and you be the bad cop on guns or on cops. Be the bad cop on cops. Yeah, it's
and then we'll just fund them.
yeah. That's the thing that is always bipartisan is the funding for the things that support the state.
So I want to show you. All my tabs are all over the place. So I wanted to show you why I think they picked JD Vance. Oop, wrong thing. Here we go. Can't even find it. Okay, that's annoying me. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody in the chat. Be patient with me.
Well, I'll give some shout outs because I see Better Half popped in there and Miguel's in there. Kill Your Gorgies, Bad Cookies,
Your
Kai Jacqueline.
egregores.
Oh, yeah.
Your
Yeah,
egregores.
it's already JD Vance, Better Half. But I like your picture.
Better half is
It's
here.
a little desert hippie.
Cheryl. Hi,
Hi,
Cheryl.
Ma. And we got Robbie's in the house. Hey, Robbie. Yeah, JD
Robbie
Vance
Burns.
is VP. Yeah. Zombie in the air said, all right.
Okay, I can't find it, so I'm just gonna have to talk about it. So Thomas Massey,
Yeah.
he went
Oh,
on
yeah.
he went on Tucker Carlson, whatever his
Started
name
dropping
is.
truth bombs.
And he said every member of Congress has an APAC babysitter.
Yeah. And
I
not
was
to
like,
get too
oh,
tin
okay.
rabbit, but then his wife dies a couple weeks later, a month later. So not to get too tin hatty or tin rabbity, I guess I should say.
Oh, that's Tosh Schmidt. We can hear you. You're in the mic. You're in the mic. Thank you.
I didn't hear. I apologize. Yeah, Robbie, they're all bad cops. Yeah, it's one good apple doesn't unspoil the barrel, right?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to leave and come back because I'm hearing I hear myself like 2 minutes later.
Is your phone on?
I don't know what's
All
going
right.
on.
Well, I guess. Do you want to? Okay. Well, I guess she's out of here, and I do not have the link for that RNC up. If I did, I probably wouldn't want to play it anyway because it's just mind-bogglingly. That's it. Did I make that word up? Bogglingly. Anyway.
Who's JD Vance? Why is he a Zionist?
Why is JD Vance a
Yeah,
Zionist?
that's what it says on the comments. Miguel said he's a Zionist.
He is a Zionist. Yeah, well, I don't see that's the thing is I really didn't follow him. I just knew he was the hillbilly ology author, and he rode that into a Senate seat, and he did that as a never Trumper. And then once he got in, he got a good dose of the Kool-Aid, and then he turned into Donald Trump's best friend. And I think whatever he did to prove his loyalty was enough to get him a VP slot. Can you hear me now?
I'm back. I figured it out. Somehow my YouTube started playing us. So
Ah.
I thought I was going crazy.
You had another tab open.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I didn't hear nothing. All right, so I was just talking about JD Vance turning the corner from never Trumper to his VP, but as far as Zion, I'm sure he's pro-Zionist. I just don't have any idea what his track record is. But if he's in Congress, chances are like 8 out of 10 that he's getting paid by AIPAC. So
Yeah, he got paid about 150 or 160,000 from AIPAC.
That's a cheapo. Biden got 11 mil.
Well, that's why he became president.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure the number's going to go up.
Oh
now
yeah,
that he's,
now that he's got some pull, his price tag just went up.
Mm-hmm.
The stock's going up now. He's got the Trump brand seal of approval.
Mm-hmm. He called Trump. He said on what is it, NPR? I can't stomach Trump. He's called him an idiot. He's called him like he was a never Trumper, all this stuff. And then he says in 2020 he apologized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So not only did he apologize, I'm sure he had to do a lot more than that because Trump is not the live and let live kind of guy. I'm sure
No, he is not.
once you cross him and say a bad word about him, there's going to be a lot to get back into his good graces. So I'm just curious about what JD Vance had to do to get back in Trump's good graces.
Or the powers that be.
Right.
Trump is a little scared now. And the
Right.
powers that be told him, this is going to be your VP.
Right.
And that's it.
His babysitter. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes more sense to me.
Cheryl says he doesn't want to get in any foreign affairs. So,
yeah, as an isolationist, I'm definitely not gonna hold that against him, especially at this point.
Well, like I was saying, we're already in the foreign affairs, so they could just keep going and say, well, we can't leave now. We gotta fix the mess before we leave. But that's their, what have you. So, because I don't believe anybody is above the military industrial complex, not even Trump.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think the president's actually been the one in charge. Well, obviously since 1963, that's the last time we had a president that was in charge for a minute or two, and we saw what happened to him.
Yeah, he went on Jake Tapper, Senator Vance. I could play that. He was saying, like, everything he was saying, I agree with. It all made sense, but
in the upside down, in the Stranger Things upside down world where you can agree with somebody like that.
Yeah, let's see what he has to say. And then, hi, Robbie. He says hi.
Ally and Republican Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio joins me now live in studio. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. So you just heard Secretary Blinken try to make the case for aid to both Israel and Ukraine. You and Senate Republicans recently blocked a package to support Ukraine and Israel. Among the reasons, more support for a border package to protect the southern border. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, however, talking about the aid for Israel and Ukraine, said that threats from Russia, China, Iran, Hamas are all interconnected. I want you to take a listen to what he had to say.
Challenges facing America and our allies today, not on a la carte menu of projects we can address at our leisure. America doesn't have the luxury of facing these threats individually. Our ability to contend with complex, simultaneous threats is exactly what our adversaries are testing.
Now, you disagree with that, and you oppose aid to Ukraine. Explain your position.
Well, so first of all, Jake, I think it's possible to have.
You want to say something?
No, go ahead. Let him answer. I mean, what do you say to Mitch McConnell anyway? It's just shake my head.
Mitch McConnell sounded just like Biden. Biden was like, when Biden was asked, do we have the bandwidth to be in multiple wars? And he's like, hell yeah.
Fuck, give me 2 more. Yeah, right. Sorry.
I'm trying to get in 2 more. What you talking
Yeah.
about? But yeah, that's so Republican, Democrat. They could agree on one thing, boy. They can't agree on anything else.
Money for war. Yeah, there's always room for Jello. Come on now.
Mitch the glitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think his skin, his mask is kind of melting. He needs to get a new one. Okay, let me press play.
Separate debates. In fact, congressional Republicans tried to force an Israel alone aid package just a couple of weeks ago that Democrats blocked in the Senate. So we can have separate debates. I think that we need to have separate debates. But on the Ukraine question in particular, everybody with a brain in their head, Jake, knows that this was always going to end in negotiation. The idea that Ukraine was going to throw Russia back to the 1991 borders was preposterous. Nobody actually believed it. So what we're saying to the president and really to the entire world is you need to articulate what the ambition is. What is $61 billion going to accomplish that $100 billion hasn't? You have to remember, Jake, Ukraine is functionally destroyed as a country. The average age of a soldier in the Ukrainian army right now is 43. That's tragic. That's older
He's pretending like that money's for Ukraine. No, that money's just going through Ukraine.
The average age
it's
of the
not
Ukrainian
for them.
soldier is going to be older than you, and then a year later it could be a Wolf Blitzer. That is a tragedy.
Did you hear
what does
that?
it look like?
I don't like this age graph.
That's hilarious what he just said. I don't want you to miss it. But if he's saying nobody believed it, then why did you constantly tell the American people that? And now they're like backtracking. Nobody actually believe that shit.
Well, now they can focus it on Israel. So everybody that was only kind of in it for the money on Ukraine, now they've got a new poster child. Now that because there's no Ukrainian lobbyists that are giving these Congress people hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're going to go where the money is. They're
right.
Like DB Cooper or no, who is it? Why do you rob banks? Because that's where the money is. Chad will know who that quote is.
Right. Cheryl's saying there were no wars when Trump was president.
No new wars, new wars, but though there were some there's still ongoing shit. Always.
Trump had his hand in this Ukraine thing. The war didn't start under him, but it wasn't like he wasn't orchestrating things. And he did kill the Iranian leader. So luckily for us, Iran didn't respond, but he killed the beloved Iranian leader. It was a strike. And maybe he did drop a bomb. I can't remember now.
Syria or something?
That's, okay, Syria.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we had any bombs left after Obama. Didn't he clear us out?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, that's the simulation's getting stupid when you have a president named Obama and he runs you out of bombs. That's just a simulation getting lazy again.
Yeah, like, can you come up with something better? Okay, so now he's about to talk about the military of Ukraine. So let's hear what he has to say. What did they just say? Oh, Zombie in the Air said Trump escalated with both Russia and Iran. Yes, he did. So even though he didn't start a war, he's not a warmonger.
No, yeah, he definitely had a few mushroom measuring contests with Putin.
He does look like he's wearing eyeliner.
Maybe it's just the mask. The mask is offset off the eyes, you know.
You need to glue it right.
That's right. It's hard to get the eyes and the corners of the mouth, the neck. Keep looking for the folds in the neck. If I see a fold in his neck, I'm calling it.
Tosh said, JD is a Republican hot boy. You remember that song? What you need, boy? I need a hot girl.
I missed that one.
Who was that? Missy Elliott?
No, the hot boys. Oh my God.
Okay, let me just play. No, I was thinking of Destiny's Child.
Bad cookies. Trump had Afghanistan. Yeah, threw that hand grenade in Biden's lap, made him try and get out of there. Yeah, you got to get out now. You don't have time to pull any of your crap out. You just get up and go. And then made him eat that.
That was a shit show.
And then a year later, it could be Wolf Blitzer. That is a tragedy. What does it look like?
I don't like this age graph.
I'm sorry, Jake.
I'm 54 for those wondering.
Oh, I didn't pull it back far enough. I'm
We're getting
sorry.
to a place where we're 9. If this thing goes on a little bit longer, the average age of a Ukrainian soldier is going to be older than you, and then a year later, it could be Wolf Blitzer.
Ooh,
that is a tragedy. What does it look like?
I don't like this age graph.
I'm sorry, Jake. We're getting to a place where we're going to be functionally on the hook to pay for Ukrainian pensioners to rebuild the entire country. Right. We need to bring the killing to a stop, and that's what American leadership should be doing, not writing more blank checks to the war.
So what do you make of the argument, though, that if the U.S. and NATO and the EU cede part of Ukraine to Putin, or even all of Ukraine to Putin, that really all we're doing is putting out the welcome mat for him to then invade a country that is in the NATO alliance, such as Poland?
So there's 2 reasons I don't buy this. First of all, Putin has showed he's much weaker than a lot of people feared. The Ukrainians have fought bravely. They've also stalled Putin at a very small amount of territorial gain relative to the entire country. The idea that he can march to Poland or Berlin is preposterous. And the other thing that this really misses here is we have to remember our NATO allies, with the exception of a few Eastern Europeans, are not carrying their fair share of the burden. Most of them don't even spend 2% of their GDP on defense. If Putin is a threat to Berlin, that means the Germans should be changing something about their defense policy. It doesn't mean we can write indefinite checks to Ukraine.
Right, but Russia has been proven to.
He's like, wait, but we can't. No, you're not saying the right things. We can write continuous checks.
That's what he says to get elected. That's not how he votes. That's not how he gets along with his.
Mm-hmm. And
this is campaign JD. This isn't governing JD.
Right. And let's not forget that Trump strengthen NATO. Like, he doesn't want to break NATO up. He just wants them to pay what they're supposed to pay into it.
He wants a bigger kitty for bigger bombs. He wants to get everybody to pay the MIC, not just American taxpayers.
Exactly. Because he wants those tax dollars for the 1%. Like, we need our tax credits now.
Well, now, I mean, because that makes sense, because the petrodollar's over, right? And we can't go back to the gold because that's what BRICS is doing, and then we'd be competing in 2 gold-based currencies. So the American, it's going to have to switch from the petrodollar to the bomb dollar, the ammo dollar. Everybody has to trade in ammunition. Is that too dark?
No. For some reason the comments aren't posting everything. I don't know why. The thing is acting kind of crazy today. Okay.
Yeah, I think ever since the individual lost part of one of his hearing organs, then the internet's been goofy for 2 days now. I don't know if that's conspiracy or what, but it's observation, or it's anecdotal observation.
I'm going. We're gonna have a little fun with that after we finish roasting this dude. So when he says Russia is weak now, that's not true. And also remember, Trump put sanctions on Russia. Now, sanctions is nothing more than collective punishment, and that is not right.
Technically, a war crime.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So he's not the savior that people are trying to make him out to be.
And that's the whole reason that we have BRICS, because they. Ooh, sorry.
Wait a minute now. And I didn't know my lipstick was off. Thanks.
Yeah, don't get that close, huh? Kind of like Jake Pepper. I'm old. I'm not that old, but yeah, just back off a little bit.
Okay, so let me finish playing this. Because Jake Tapper has to push back and for the war mongers.
Let's see what the producer,
Be
his
something
director
of a
saying in
paper
Jake's
tiger
ear.
because
His
the
ear.
U.S. has been helping Ukraine, right? I mean, that's the reason.
Well, it's also because, of course, the Ukrainians have fought very bravely. I think it's also because, look, you cannot occupy an entire territory the size of Ukraine with the amount of troops that Russia has. The idea that you can go even further and control
What?
multiple European nations is, I think, a scare tactic to get people distracted from the fact that our Ukraine policy just doesn't make a ton of sense. I listened to Secretary Blinken. What are we trying to do, Jake? What is the end goal here? How long does this go? Until the president can articulate the answer to those questions, I don't know why we would write another blank check.
Well, I guess the argument might be, and I'm certainly not
Still
Secretary Blinken, but
pushing.
the argument might be
Yeah.
that Russia invaded a sovereign nation that is an ally, and what Russia, and this is a pretty stark morality tale, that what Russia is doing is evil, and Putin's goals are, as he has stated them time and time
He's like,
again,
hey, dude, I'm trying to get you
rebuild the
answers.
former USSR.
It is a stark morality tale, Jake, but we can't make
Man,
strategic
they got a
decisions
real,
based on
they've got a real
stark morality
spectrum
tales.
on
We
that
have to
evil
figure out what is in
slider.
America's best
Depending
interest. We
on-
have a food crisis that's getting
which
worse
way that
because of the
focuses.
prolonged war in Eastern Europe. We have an energy crisis that's threatening to swamp multiple allied governments in Western Europe. What's in America's best interest is to accept Ukraine is going to have to cede some territory to the Russians, and we need to bring this war to a close. But when I think about the great human tragedy here, hundreds of thousands of Eastern Europeans, innocent, have been killed in this conflict. The thing that's in our interest and in theirs is to stop the killing.
Okay. So I agreed with him.
Yeah, that campaign, JD. Yeah, it sounds
I don't believe
okay.
him.
No, that's not.
When your dog hears the call of the wild,
Whoa.
have the right
All right.
fuel to answer.
I heard
Blue
that.
Wilderness Chicken, 30%.
Hold on.
I muted it.
Thank you. My goodness.
Certainly.
What is going on? My mouse
I'm telling
clicker
you.
isn't clicking.
I'm telling you that it's the internet. It's ever since somebody took a attempt on them. I can't even say what or who, because I don't want this start glitching out and starting to make robot noises when I'm talking. So let's just say that thing that happened the other day. We were recording the Tin Rabbit because we're not going to be able to go live on Wednesday. And when we were recording, I made a comment, something to that nature. And even in the recording, it started making, and we didn't have time to redo it. So you'll see it on Wednesday, but it's at the very end. So, it's not horrible, but I was going to do a half hour or a full hour again for the last 2 minutes. So you'll get to see on Wednesday.
Your better half says they're cleaning up the internet for him and his wife. So that's
Yeah, absolutely.
scrubbing stuff. Yeah. So
No lies detected.
So you're going to be on with Bad Cookies Wednesday at, tell me the time again. 6
on the west, 9 on the east.
Okay, so that's
So
5 Central for me.
no, 6, 7, 8 for you Central, 9 Eastern.
Oh, okay, 9 Eastern.
Yeah, I hate time zones too.
I know.
I never time zone shit. I never time zone shame anybody because I do that shit all the time.
Like, wait, what?
All the time. Right? Is that east or west? Wait, where are you?
Yeah, exactly.
6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock Eastern.
So
Then I kind of have to count it on my fingers.
I'll see you there. So we are going to talk about it, but you're gonna let me do more of the talking because you don't want to give. Is the term "give the goat" on what you have to say about it?
Well, I think the title's out already. So yeah, we were gonna do it's simulation theory this Wednesday.
Okay, kill your egregores. Talk to you later. Hope everything is copacetic.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
So, how much more do I have to say about this Tim Bay? I think just one more thing, just to set the stage for who he is. So one last thing to share, and then we'll move on to Trump. Okay, here we go. Is it sharing?
You're keeping me in suspense.
I
There we
know.
go. Here we go.
See it? You see it?
I see
There
it.
we go. All right.
You know what I haven't done? I didn't start a fake nonprofit pretending like I was going to help people with addiction like JD Vance did.
Shots
Literally
fired. Shots
started
fired.
a nonprofit and didn't spend one nickel on anybody. In fact, he brought in somebody from Purdue Pharma to be the spokesperson for the nonprofit. The same drug company, Big Pharma, the big drug company that had all the pills going, got everybody addicted. 1 million people died, JD. 1 million people died. And you started a nonprofit to try to take advantage of people in Ohio. And you know what? All you did with it was launch your political career. His campaign manager worked for that nonprofit. He ran a poll to check his own standing from that nonprofit. I'm not going to take a backseat to you or anybody else on fentanyl, drugs, or immigration or anything else. Somebody that, you know what I haven't done?
Ooh. Fight, fight.
Claws are out. Claws are out. Yeah.
Now,
Well,
no
and-
political violence.
Right. I think
what
he
they're
took a lot of
saying.
crap too about just making, is he Ohio or something? In
Ohio.
his hillbillyology, just no Appalachians. Yeah, making them all look stupid hillbilly. I think he took a little bit of heat for that, for playing into the stereotypes. Took a little bit of his credibility away, but still made it into. Is he in Ohio? Congressman in Ohio, I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
in Ohio. I think it's Ohio. And he spent time with his family in Kentucky a lot. So that's where that comes from. But yeah, I wanted to speak on
That sounds like a
little-
northerner go down south, take his impression of people in Kentucky, and then write a book about how dumb they are. That seems fitting,
that's kind of about what happened.
right?
And he talked about his mom having a addiction, and I guess he used that as a way to steal money and launch his career
Huh?
because his book did well.
Makes George Soros sound pretty cool. I mean,
I haven't watched the documentary though. I need to go watch it. I think it's on Netflix. So now
I
I'm
say
curious.
Soros, I meant George Santos. I said Soros, didn't I? I do
Mhm.
that all the time. I got to slow down. Makes George Santos look like a pretty good guy.
So, people, it just amazes me how people act like America isn't a violent nation. Because the way they're talking about this assassination, and they're trying to like shame people for having an opinion about it. It's too soon. You shouldn't talk like that. Somebody died, yada, yada, yada. People die every day here from gunshots. Like, and we have to come together for what? When have we ever come together like that? Like, why do I have to have political correctness when it comes to talking about this issue? Because, and they're like, this is America. America is better than that. No, we're not.
Yeah, we've always had since we've had guns. We've had as many guns as we've had Americans.
I mean,
when there was 1 million people here, there was 1 million guns, and now I think we got 2 or 3 guns for every American. It's insane, and it amazes me that this stuff doesn't happen more often. I mean, if you look at the number of criminals in the United States prisons, it goes like 65,000 drug offenses, and then the next one is like half of that's like 30K as weapons, and then when you get down to like actual murder, it's like 1,000 people out of 300 million people. There's like 1,000 people in jail for murder. So that it's not, the narrative doesn't really support the amount of policing that we need. It's the same thing with the military industrial complex. We need to have these terrorists, these Arab terrorists that are yelling death to America. we need them as a scapegoat so we can start pumping more bombs. We can get Raytheon, on getting their contract so we can, I don't know, give our old, that's basically what we do is we're giving our old shitty bombs to Ukraine because we don't want, so we can make new, better ones. We want the iPhone 10. We're giving our iPhone 6 to our little brother in Ukraine, letting him play with those bombs while we make the good stuff here.
Mhm.
So we can give that to Israel, I guess.
It's so interesting how, because originally civilians, we were going to talk about the prison system. So it's so interesting how what we're saying about America being violent is so intertwined with that. And the guns, I mean, the way America started was slaughtering Native Americans. What they used to do that? Gun.
And when that it took you 3 minutes to load, it wasn't 150 rounds on it. Oh, yeah, right. Well, and they weren't that good at shooting them, and the Native Americans were much better at shooting arrows back. What they used was chemical warfare. They got them with smallpox, which is really what Europeans took care of most of South America with too. So there's
so
200 million missing South American people that we just vanished from history.
Yes. So when you tell me I need to be civil and we need to have political violence is never okay, how many presidents have gotten shot in this country?
Right.
What are y'all talking about? How our black leaders, the ones that really were doing things to turn things around in our communities, all of them got shot and killed. So
Malcolm,
it's just, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King.
Then Bobby, the Kennedy boys, they were, at least on that kind of flow, civil rights flow in that direction. I mean, they weren't perfect, but they still got killed for not going the other direction, right?
And these
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yeah, if you want to go back a little farther, Reagan took a shot.
Reagan took a shot. Yeah.
See, it's always when the Democrats are shooting, they need more target practice, I guess, because it seems the Republicans are only getting winged, an ear here, or I think Reagan took one in the lung though. That could have been serious, but I think he was like 2 minutes away from a hospital. So.
That's funny you said that because I have some things I want to show you.
Did I accidentally step on one of your memes?
Yes, stepped all over it. And then
there's no original.
We're talking about like the big people who got killed. They're activists, BLM activists who got killed. They're all the whistleblowers. Okay, so let me share. I'm just going to share this and we're going to go through some things because Black Twitter went crazy, and a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you what I think, if it's a hoax or not or what have you. But I want you to see what Black Twitter is saying about it. I'm kind of going out of order here. So.
I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole court is out of order.
Let's see. Black Twitter already doesn't take shit seriously. I'm reading this one right here. Can you see it?
Yeah, poor Maryland. Yeah, that might be that might be a good one for. Tin Rabbit podcast. I think there's a lot of Marilyn Monroe conspiracy stories.
Oh, in the chat. Okay.
Sorry, I saw Jack.
So this one said, and then we could talk about how many people they unalive with drugs, like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There will at some point there will be an MK Ultra show. I don't know how we could avoid that one. We just have to be really careful how we do it.
Or just do it on Rumble.
Yeah, that too.
Speaking of which, can you put up the Rumble?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I threw out that on Twitter. We're on the Rumble link.
Go
So
like
if
it.
anybody's on link,
Oh, go, I'm sorry. Keep
no, that was just it. If you do that Rumble thing, do the Rumble thing.
Yeah, like and share on Rumble. I'll do it for you. Okay, so I tried to make it bigger, so I'm sorry, but this person says Black Twitter already doesn't take shit seriously. Y'all already know we're about to clown Trump for his fake ass shooting. Mofo fake getting shot for sympathy votes.
Yeah, that was my first thought too. I can't blame anybody because that is where my my mind, my conspiracy mind, or my pessimist mind went straight to, oh, yep, he got somebody he trusted enough to take a chunk out of his ear, but I
Somebody
don't know.
said,
That seems out there, even for me.
yeah, it does seem out there, but somebody said, wait. I was almost assassinated today, but the bullet missed their Black Twitter. Shut up. Oh, so there's like tons of these. Okay, I'm gonna play this. It's hilarious.
Oh yes, I saw this one. This one is hilarious.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Mr. President, hey, I got some old ketchup in my pocket. Oh, yeah, he did. Hold on, let me taste it. Ooh. Where you get that from? Hey, shit, this is for my birthday. Oh, we gotta celebrate this. You got that ketchup for birthday.
He said, don't forget to push your fist up. And the fact that he's taking, they already took woke. Now you're taking the fist.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if they start yelling Trump power, I'm out.
But you see, oh my goodness.
50 Cent. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
I threw up I don't have that picture. I threw one up. It's somebody with their whole shoulder tattoo of Trump with blood on his ears under the American. Somebody's already got that tattoo on their shoulder blade. I was like,
wow.
That took about 5 minutes. Somebody saw the news and ran to the tattoo parlor and said, dude, I want this.
Like a dumbass.
People, man. People are people. People are people.
So this lady, Donald Trump was shot. Oh God, Twitter is going to be a mess for the next 4 months. Y'all, we better be called all. Oh, y'all, we about to be called all type of monkeys and DEIs. These racists are not going to let up on our black asses.
Somehow it's our fault. Yeah, right.
Suit up, Twitter. So all that to say, I'm saying that because, I'm saying that for a few reasons. One, the independent news, I've been watching it, and they have been salivating over this, thinking, "Oh, Trump is going to win," and he probably was going to win before anyway.
Right? Yeah. This will just push him over the top.
Yeah, but
but he didn't need it.
Trying to make him a martyr, and and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I thought you guys are post-duopoly, but you sound like you're simping for Trump a lot, like way more than you should be.
Right. Yeah.
And I just did not understand it. And then they talked about this lady. This kind of pisses me off too. They talked about, well, the lady didn't piss me off. It's the comments about it that pissed me off. Remember that lady who couldn't holster her gun?
The Secret Service lady?
Yeah.
Trump's Secret Service. Yeah. What? There was what that didn't even pull it out. There's somebody shooting at the president, and she's like,
What am I supposed to do?
She forgot
right
she
now?
had a gun, I guess.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. What am I supposed to be doing? Wait.
Yeah, that definitely did not do anything to make the people that say DEI stuff. That was like a gift for them to see all those women trying to wrestle him into that SUV. It was not the Secret Service's finest moment by any stretch, and they do some really shitty stuff to begin with.
Sorry, I didn't hear you because the thing just started on me.
Just talking about Secret Service and how well they keep cocaine out of the White House.
That is not what you were talking about. Oh my gosh. Is this the lady? There she is. Oh.
First day of the job. Yeah, right.
Because you had a bad day.
Yeah, we'll probably take a copyright strike if we play that, but that's funny as hell.
I forgot about that. Let me turn it down.
Here, I got it right here. There we go.
Thank you. It's over now.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why they could get away with it if it's only like a 7-second clip or something. I think they can do that. Yeah, not staged. Yeah, I think if it was staged, it would have done a hell of a lot better job. Although that's what I was telling Bad Cookies. I wanted that hat that she was trying so hard to pick up off the ground, make sure they got it. I want to check to make sure there wasn't one of those little blood squibs in there. Somebody just slapped his ear and popped the bag, and that if they were going to stage it, that's what they do. And she was pretty adamant about getting that hat.
So somebody said, I'm going to read it. They said, gotta find it. This man got shot in the ear by an AR-15, but his ear miraculously is still on his head and stopped bleeding instantly. Doesn't look real to me. Evander Holyfield ear looked worse, and he just got bitten.
Right? It's just a little chunk.
I mean, that's true. Why is it not still bleeding? That's weird. It should be way more blood than that.
Well, and that's the thing is the next time you'll see it, it'll just be a huge bandage on it. You'll never see a hole in Trump with a picture with a hole in his ear. So it's gonna be interesting if they're gonna put gauges in right now to kind of open that up for him.
So getting back to the DEI thing, like I hate when people DEI doesn't mean you're not qualified. It just means you get a fair shot like everybody else. That's all it means. And so when people start saying that, I'm going to show you this video. Now, you tell me if these people are DEI hire, because they're all white men and they're terribly incompetent at their job.
New at 5, for the first time, we're hearing from the family of the UPS driver shot and killed during a 2-county chase and shootout.
The mother of Frank Ordonez is opening up about the impact the death of Frank Ordonez has had on their 2 young daughters, now 6 and 4 years old. Ordonez was the UPS driver taken hostage and killed last December on the Miramar Parkway during a confrontation with police.
There's nothing that can replace their dad, nothing at all. And they only knew him for such a little time, but they loved him with all their hearts.
Ordonez's family truck was boxed in.
The police.
Let me back up just a little bit.
Has told them what happened after the truck was boxed in.
The police shot first. They shot first. They came right by that car and they unloaded on the UPS truck.
The driver said he recovered bullet casings from his car when he retrieved his vehicle the next day.
There was no plan. No plan at all.
The 2 accused kidnappers who died in the shooting, police say, first robbed a Coral Gables jewelry store, then took Ordonez hostage fleeing north. More than 20 miles later, they found themselves caught in heavy traffic.
It's a Hannibal directive. They were trained by the IDF. So
next to vehicles.
This can't leave anybody alive.
On these innocent bystanders, these drivers faces as they don't know what is occurring.
70-year-old Richard Cutshaw, who was in his vehicle going home from work, was also killed in the chaos. And Ordonez's lawyers are representing his family, too.
They lost their lives due to the absolute pure recklessness.
You know,
Are those DEI hires?
Well, yes, in a way, yes, because the diversity is their military. I think I've got a controversial statement. I think police should make twice as much money as they do right now. And I also think that military
non-squeak.
Restaurant store.
That's a bad time. That was a bad time to cut me off.
I'm
I
sorry.
think the police.
It's easier for you to mute it than me because, you know what I'm saying? Because I have to do it from this monitor over here. Yeah, that's what I share. Okay. She's learning. She's learning.
I'm with you. So police should make twice as much as they do now. And also that military service should disqualify you from being in the police force because you're not at war with your civil. Well, and you're trained to kill people, right? That police should not be trained to kill people. They should be trained to de-escalate and to serve and protect. Therefore, military service should disqualify you from becoming a police officer. And usually it's the other way around, where if you're former military, you get fast tracked.
That is.
I think police should be paid like doctors, and I think that they should act like Well, that's given a lot of credit to doctors, but I think they should be professional, like medical people, not like military people.
I also think police should be paid more, and I think their qualified immunity should be revoked. But they do need to be paid more because it is for what they're supposed to be doing, just like a teacher. They need to be paid for their worth. You know what I mean?
Wow, I didn't think we'd agree on that one. Okay, I'll take that I'll take the win.
You know what I think? I think police should police the communities in which they live in.
Yes.
Oh,
I
that's
think that
another
should be
big one.
an essential thing. Why would you fairly treat someone you don't have any kind of rapport with, or you don't have anything invested in that community? Of course you're gonna
Absolutely.
dog the shit out. So I think that should be a mandatory thing, and it's easy to fix.
100%. And they'll say, well, a policeman that is in Manhattan can't afford to live in Manhattan. Well, then pay him more, and you'll get somebody, a higher quality policeman who really wants that job where they're making $100,000 a year because they need $100,000 a year to live in Manhattan. So that's the free market right there. You got to pay your cops what they need to live in your community, because obviously your community, if your baseline, your median's 100,000, then you're going to need somebody to protect all that property, which is all they do anyway. So you're going to want somebody really good to protect that really good property. Sorry, I went on.
Golden Monarch said, and Golden Monarch, I haven't gotten a chance to watch the video you sent me, and I really appreciate that you sent it to me. So I'm gonna get to it though. We're gonna talk about it. If police get paid more, would they be less corrupt? Very good question, right? That's a very good question, because we're just like on the surface of the things that need to change, right? There's that the police union. We need oversight, community oversight. Instead of those investigations where they investigate themselves, there should be members of the community in those rooms, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that need to need to be tweaked and fixed.
And I would say to Monarch that if you paid them enough where they knew, you have to make it the risk of getting canned greater than what they're going to take. So if you're making $100 grand a year, are you going to risk that for, taking a bribe here or there? And if they don't have qualified immunity and they become personally responsible for their actions, I think after you make an example out of a couple of them, that there would be less corruption. And that's my opinion.
Yes, and it's kind of like the defund the police, like reallocate funds. So they shouldn't be called for everything. Some things just require a social worker, someone, like The police
Yes.
show up, somebody's going to jail, whether they need to go to jail or not, usually.
If there is a reason for a SWAT team to have an armored vehicle, I can't imagine it, because even if you need a SWAT team, it's 1, 2, 3 guys. This isn't a movie. There's not a half a dozen bank robbers with machine guns walking around in every city. You don't need armament for your police force. I don't. If you had something like that's military, it's military. It's crazy.
I think that's to quell the protest once.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Once
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
get out of hand.
Show of force. Absolutely.
Jacqueline says, "Do police undergo a psych eval before they join up?" I do know they have to take an IQ test, and if their IQ is too high, they're disqualified. Isn't that crazy?
You can't have somebody thinking for themselves.
Exactly. Interesting. The only thing left that would be corrupting the police is really the elites and those whom regularly hire cops for nefarious affairs, such as Amazon management.
Right. Yeah. Station them outside the union protest or the union marches.
I wonder why. I always never understood why police get paid so little, but are so willing to do such bad things, like at these protests and stuff, to people for the elites. Like, you are just giving it up for free.
No, they would do it for free. They're actually getting paid for it. That's what they do for fun. They're showing
their whole military thing that you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah. If they get to punch somebody in the face for free, they can't get sued. Of course, that is going to attract a certain amount of testosterone-driven individuals who would be fighting anyway, but then they'd be getting sued and getting their house taken because they started to fight. Where this way, all they need is an excuse to go ham on somebody, and they have, like you're saying, they have their qualified immunity. That is a certain section of that profession, like it or not. I'm not saying they're all like that, but you can't say that none of them are like that either.
Enough of them are.
Yeah, one's too many.
One is too many. Golden Monarch says, "I remember Amazon called the police because the employees were on strike." What kind of shit is that? You know who else did that? Google. Google called the police on their employees, and then after they got them out of there, they fired every last one of them. They were protesting this program that Google was investing in that was linked to the genocide in Palestine.
Purple, or it was a color or something. Yeah, it was the AI that would pick out if you're a terrorist and you texted this guy, he might be a terrorist. And then so everybody that the third or fourth person, they were playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but terrorist edition. Yeah, nasty stuff that they're going to do with AI to keep us in line. Just wait till we get the digital currency and the brain chips.
I didn't finish reading. But some situations might call for a social worker rather than a cop, but wouldn't the social worker in question prefer to have a few cops around to feel safe? Okay, that's a good point. Jasmine Sherman on her, we were going to talk about this today. Jasmine Sherman's website is very comprehensive. She lists different situations where you would want a social worker to handle the situation. It'll be a social worker and a cop, but the social worker is in charge unless the cop, they need help
until somebody breaks the law.
Now,
right.
Can you tell me?
Yeah,
why,
you do.
I'm sorry. I was about to say, why is that not implemented already? After all the people with mental I'm just saying, the people, the citizens should question the shit out of that. Like, after all these mental health or people with mental disabilities are shot instantly by police, miscommunication. Why isn't that mandatory? Especially when they say, "Oh, we need more jobs. We have all of this."
The problem is they don't have the money. if they had enough money.
Oh, they have the money,
man. They have money for everything.
They don't have the money because all that money went to Israel and Ukraine. You would have to double the salaries of the police. If you had a policeman and a social worker riding in every car, yeah, you'd have to pay double the salary, and that doesn't really help the MIC. That's actually giving money. I mean, and it is like you're saying, it's a good job. You're actually are giving money to a person that's going to use that to eat and to, live. Whereas when you give it to the military industrial complex, that's going straight to BlackRock and Raytheon, and that doesn't even have to go. It goes through Ukraine, but it all gets filtered back into the military industrial complex. It's just the way it works.
I mean, after Reagan shut down the mental hospitals, the fact that no president has fixed that lets you know where their priorities are. Their priorities are on domination of foreign countries. Domestic concerns don't concern them. Speaking of which, I wanted to show this quote from Old Man Barker, which, if I hadn't said hello yet, hello.
OM.
The police existing at all means we don't need to look out for each other.
That's right. That's kind of the. And then when we're getting back to not being in the community, then you bring in police officers that aren't even from where you're from. They have no connection to the community whatsoever. So it's easy to make bad decisions and do atrocities to people that aren't your neighbors.
That's that community policing we were talking about. Jasmine wants to close all the prisons and have ankle monitors.
Right. Yeah, because we're all digital. Yeah, we're all digital slaves anyway. Nobody can do anything without being tracked. You got to go out off grid in the mountains before you are free. Otherwise, then they know if they wanted me, they know where I'm at. I got my phone, they know where I'm at. Even if I'm hiding, they still know where I'm at.
Fun fact about private prisons. We're going to talk about this today too. The first private prison was in Louisiana in 1844.
Right. That goes back a ways.
A lot of people think privatized prisons just start coming around. They've been here. They just the way they were set up was like they were contracting out the prison to companies. Well, companies were contracting out. What's the word I'm trying to say? They would have a mutual contract where the company would come in, pay them to come in for the labor. When we think of privatized prisons now, we think them being traded, like publicly traded and all that stuff. So that's why the connection, we don't have that connection of the fact that prisons have been privatized for hundreds of years.
Well, and it's perfect because they get paid on both ends. They're getting money from the state for housing these people and for feeding them and for clothing them. And then, if you got one private prison that makes hamburgers and another private prison that makes orange jumpsuits, then they can trade. Doesn't cost them anything. They pocket that. And then they can sell their whatever all the other labor, they're paying these guys 75 cents an hour. And they're making the frozen hamburgers that go to McDonald's, or they're making the T-shirts that go to Target,
or the license plates, or some of them are doing agricultural work, like working in a farm. I've even seen a call center in a prison.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. I just had a factoid. In the U.S., the private prisons in the U.S. 8%, Australia 20%. New Zealand, 11%. The UK is 14%, unless you're talking about Scotland. Then that's 17% are all in private prisons. So those are semi, indentured servitude, slavery-ish kind of thing. If you don't have, they say you have a choice, but You know, that depends on what you consider choice.
Servitude.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of would say slavery, in depending on the prison, like Angola is definitely slavery because of the way they treat those people. Indentured servitude is.
Well, even in the Constitution, 13th Amendment says, "Oh, we're getting rid of slaves, unless we can come up with a reason to throw you in jail." And like I said,
came up with
in
reasons.
2022, 65,000 prisoners were in for drug offenses. That's double of the weapons, and so they are financially motivated to keep the war on drugs going, not just because of all the fines and the courts and all the, you know, seizures and taking your cars and stuff. But even then, once they get you in prison, then they can put you to work on a farm.
Mm-hmm. The asset forfeiture, I think, is what you were talking about.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And now they have RICO. They go after your mother's house, your father's house. Anybody that knows you that, you knew what he was doing, I'll take your house too.
Yeah. Sometimes
you weren't snitching fast enough.
Yeah. Sometimes it seems like our justice system is a little more mafia based than it is justice based.
Sometimes.
My opinion.
Well,
That's just my opinion.
I was about to say sometimes I feel like more often than not it's more mafia based than justice based.
Right. Got a real nice business here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it and we didn't, like, somebody broke in, we just don't roll up in time, or
What was I about to say? Like right after slavery, how they made those vagrancy laws where if you didn't have a job, they could put you in jail. But then they weren't hiring anybody. So they wouldn't hire you. And then they'll throw you in jail and be like, well,
she got a job.
She
got that job. Yeah.
Should have got that job we never give you. That's on you. Pull yourself up. Random question. What does Jimmy Dore's live stream mean by Trump classification doctrine? Oh, the Supreme Court threw out
his Mar-a-Lago raid thing where he's storing secret documents in his pool room or something, in his bathroom.
Mm-hmm. So he was convicted of it or something like that. And I think the Supreme Court threw it out. So.
Oh, thank you, cookies.
Ain't nothing gonna happen.
I'm going to throw this one up because if you swear in chat, it counts the number of times you swear. After 4, you start to get shadow banned. Pretty sure it's 4. They even count alt spellings. Yeah, I got hit. I started shooting my mouth off in HLM this morning, and by the end of the show, it wasn't letting me. I couldn't type "the quick brown fox shoots over the lazy dog." It was like, no, you're not saying shit anymore, buddy. I got hit hard.
Okay. Swear in chat. I was thinking in my brain, I was thinking he meant like us, me and you.
Well, I'm sure because this is all transcribed. I'm sure every time I drop the F word that we get ratcheted down a little bit more about who's going to get to see us. Every time I say the F word, that means nobody under 18 is ever going to get suggested this. So I do it to myself.
Maybe we should say fudge.
Yeah. Well, that's what. Last time I started saying freaking, I was like, man, I feel like I'm 16 again. I felt like, this is so freaking awesome. So I guess that's what we'll be doing now since we've been censor banned.
And look, Toshmit is cussing in the chat as we speak. You stop that now.
I only said one thing because I saw Michael say it, and I said, "Oh, they let Michael say that," and then I tried it, and they let me go through.
Y'all are bad. Okay, so I'm gonna show. Are we getting back to the Trump thing? The conspiracy? We never did go back to
getting the ketchup off his wall, hit him in the ear.
Yeah, so let me share. This is a comedian, I thought it was kind of funny. You know, it takes a while for my stuff to come up. Okay.
Yes, I'm correct in toss, Mitt. I can see that right now. I'm sure it was me that was the one that the straw that broke the camel's back. Oh, look at this guy.
Restart it. Can you hear it?
There we go. Oh,
wait.
I got no audio.
My
There we go.
Whoa.
He was singing "They Not Like Us" at the beginning.
Yeah, no, what you got in your hands? Is that knives? Well, it's not, yes, they're knives, but it's not weapons. See, I'm gonna cook hibachi. You cook hibachi? Because everybody gets hot and hungry. Hey, yeah, get on in here. So I'm gonna cook hibachi so everybody, you know, they don't pass out. They gotta have food. People be passing out. They stay out here. The sun don't eat. Gonna be some fire too. Might be some fire. A little, you know, little Mickey Mouse in the rice. Hey, listen. Let me get chicken and fried rice, okay? Chicken and fried rice? Yeah, I got you. All right, bring it to me. I'm good. Come on. Okay. Appreciate you. They're not like us. You here for the party? Huh? Got any weapons? What's that in your hand? It's a water bottle. Are you sure? I got it on Temu. That's a water bottle you got on Temu? You put a straw in it? You say, I gotta get me one of them. It looks like it's funny though, ain't it? Damn, that shit look cool, bro. It's just, I got it on Temu. What's that on your shirt? It's right there. Plain text. You sure you ain't got one? Got my nephew gave me that because we, play Fortnite, and that's why I was saying I gotta go. It's just, he made it for me, but help me play Fortnite. Oh, you play Fortnite? Yeah. Oh, get on in here. Hey, listen, I got you. I appreciate that. Listen, I can't see. I gotta be up front because I can't. I got a near side, far side. I can't see far away. I gotta be. I can't see. I can't see if I get far. See, my granny got astigmatism too. For real. Now I feel bad for you. So can I sit up front? Yeah, come on in, man. Hey, send me the. I'm gonna give you my phone number. Text me the link to that little water bottle. I like that. Get on in here. Go on right up front. We'll sit you down. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Say, Drake, you only come to Atlanta when you need it. Hey, you talking to me? What you hiding? What's under your arms? It's a gun. Yeah, it's a gun. But but for real, honestly, you can't have. What you gonna do with that? I only use it for the scope. You can't see far. You farsighted? I can't see up front. I got to be far away. Yeah, okay. I understand. My granny got astigmatism. I get it. What I need is somewhere high and far away. I can see better. There's a little building in the back. We can get you on top of there. You listen, but I want you to promise me one thing. You're not gonna use that. You're just gonna use the scope. That's why you got it. I just use it for the scope. I'm telling you, I don't even need. It helps me see better. All right, yeah, you good. You good. What's on your shirt though? You son of a bitch! Get your ass up there on that build, boy. Go on up there and watch the damn show. All right, man. I don't. Y'all got a ladder? Okay. Y'all
That's
crazy.
What I was waiting for him to carry the ladder. What you got there, boy?
They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Okay, let me. His name is Marshall Patrick, just to give him his props. MARSHALL Patrick.
That was funny. That's good.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, here's my theory. I got 3 of them. Do I have 3 of them? Okay, either it was a false flag. You know, Trump is so full of himself. People weren't talking about him anymore. So he's like, nah, I need this attention back.
Yeah.
Okay. That's far-fetched though. But you never know. because there were people. Why did nobody run?
Well, I don't think the shooter was 400 yards away, 100 yards. I don't know. It's football field, more than a football field away. So nobody, you just heard a bang, saw him fall down. Now, if there was a bullet, then no, I don't think false flag, because he's too much of a narcissist to even let somebody throw a bullet near him. There's no way he'd go for that. So if there was actually a bullet, then he didn't have anything to do with it. But if it was the ketchup packet to the ear, then yeah, I could see that.
I mean, it wouldn't be a ketchup packet. It'd be,
yeah, the blood squib on his hat.
Movies.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I wrote down a few things. This is the stuff I sent you.
Okay.
How I felt like the way the Biden administration has tried to destroy this man every which way, but now it's trying to chastise us to be civilized. And
why are you being so violent?
But that's kind of neither here nor there. The way mainstream media is trying to make him a martyr, sus.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna. There will, it's like those WWC. They would like cut their own foreheads, and they get in the turnbuckle, and then they cut their own foreheads, because once they get a little blood going, that gets the crowd. That really gets the crowd amped up. When he was pumping his fist, I couldn't help think that was totally a WCW, and he does that. He did a lot of that pro wrestling stuff, so he knows that world.
That's why they tackled him. That's why they talked him like that.
Hold him down. Get that razor blade across his ear. Hold still, Don.
Hold still tight.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
This only hurt for a second.
Honestly, in the shock of anything, you're gonna tell me Trump getting rattled for anything? You remember that time he was on a podium and he jumped? Now you telling me somebody just tried to shoot your ass, and the first thing you're gonna do when you get up is black power. Like, come on, man. Please.
And as soon as I saw that, the first thing I saw was in my head was the last scene from Breakfast Club. You've ever seen that?
Yeah.
Judd Nelson.
Yeah.
And he gets the girl at the end, and he's walking across the football field, and he pumps his arm up in the air. It was the same exact thing. I was hearing Simple Minds in my head going, don't you forget about me. The song.
Yeah.
I don't have that reference, but Taj Mitt is laughing.
The Breakfast Club?
Someday you must watch The Breakfast Club.
I can't believe she said it out loud.
Well, not everybody grew up with a TV, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
I had one. There's just like some movies that some people are like, you've never seen that? How are you American? How are you black?
Right. See, there's a few classics that I still haven't seen.
Yeah.
My wife keeps trying to get me to watch Gone with the Wind. I mean, I know and I know that like that one, right? Isn't that one of yours? I've seen the first half of it, and I've seen the second half, but I've never from the front to the beginning. No. But I know the basic idea of it. It's just those period pieces can get to me.
Jacqueline says, what? People were talking about Trump. People weren't talking about Trump. Mainstream media mentions his name every 5 seconds. I'm saying yes, for the last 8 years. And I'm saying after the debate, everybody was talking about Biden. They talked about Biden so much, they didn't even mention how Trump lied through the entire debate.
Right. Well, and that's, I think that he was probably playing low for as long as he possibly could, because every time somebody says Biden, they weren't saying anything good. So as long as he can keep that chatter going until next November, if he could. Or this November, not next November. It's coming up.
Jacqueline,
The most important election of our lifetime, from what I've been told many times.
Democracy is on the battle. Biden just said that. It's a battle box. I'm like, bro, it's a ballot. Never mind. And okay, so that's the first theory. And then how they're demanding unity out of us. What? No. I don't just unify with any old body. No, not doing it. Second theory, I think I only have two. Trump he is too unpredictable. And the convention so close to this rally. I think it might be true. They were trying to get him out of there and put Nikki Haley in.
Well, I don't think anybody in the RNC actually, if you held them down or if they're in a private room, they'd all hate him. The only reason they like him is because they're scared of him. And that's not loyalty. That's just fear. And that's when, if you're going to take a shot at the king, you better not miss. And I think one of them missed. I think the call is coming from inside the house. Because if they could have done that, then they could have put any garden Republican in there that they wanted to, because who are they going to? They're going up against Biden, so they could get their pick of any Republican, right? But their pick of any Republican is not Trump, because he's a Democrat and he's been a Democrat his whole life until he got the opportunity to go up against Hillary. I mean, I'd be a Republican if I could go up against Hillary because it's a sure win, Trump is never going to go up in a battle where he thinks he might lose.
He don't like to lose.
No.
So
I think that's why he was really shocked when he lost to
be careful.
Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. I can't believe I lost to Sleepy Joe.
But neither here nor there, a lot of people still don't believe it's real. And, the world is a stage. So I don't know. I don't know which one is true, but it not being real is way far-fetched, but it still could be true. Because how did this boy become a marksman? He's only 20 years old, and you are a marksman.
Well, he had a $12,000 gun. If I had a $12,000 gun, I'd be out shooting it every day. I'd be the best marksman in my junior high school. Or what was he, 20? In my junior college.
He was like, he's not even old enough to drink. He was 20. But you have the skill to get up there. The
ladder thing is suspect. That's
very suspect.
How you carry a ladder. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but yeah, seems suspect.
Then the one of the witnesses said a policeman crawled up after him, looked, and came back down.
Huh? Well, because he saw him at the end of the barrel, and he's like, "Oh crap!" Yeah, he turned and pointed at him, and I think that's right before you heard the pop, 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 pop.
Now, was he a DEI hire?
Yeah, probably.
He didn't do his job.
No. Well, the most important thing is that he makes it home safe at night. Remember?
Right. Some black people do believe that they did this, and they were like, why did the Sharpman they slowed down the video and was showing that the Secret Service guy behind him was in place, looking around.
So how you didn't see that big
guy? So how you didn't see that? And he was doing that way before the guy started shooting.
He looked like the fly.
Dude had like 7. Dude had 7 minutes to set up and do all this stuff, and nobody is. And these police got walkie-talkies. Nobody was like, they're saying there's a dude scaling the building with a rifle. Maybe we need to take a look, take a gander.
Well, and I think that's what they're saying is that it was a shit show that all of these, you had Secret Service and local police, local sheriffs, and they saw this guy climbing up there, but they didn't know was he a good guy or a bad guy, because all these guys on these roofs have guns. So there's one bad guy and 95 good guys. I was like, is that a sheriff's? Is that police? can we get somebody on the phone? Because they're not going to shoot one of their own. They'll never shoot one of their own, even in mistake. So they would rather Trump take one in the head than accidentally shoot the blue line.
But they're supposed to have it barricaded so nobody could get, like, everybody, you go this way, you go that way. No, you're not allowed over here. Cross this line, I will shoot you.
Well, this is a machine shed that was 150 yards away. This was like a track, whatever. It's just a big
there
old
was still
aluminum
people
shed.
back there. It was still
right.
like it was
Yeah,
enough
to see
people
the
there
jumbotron. Yeah, they had to have the jumbotron up there.
Yeah, and then the Secret Service, they let them get that many shots off. It wasn't until Trump failed that they were like, okay, all right, here we go. Now I'll kill you. Very suspect.
Well, yeah, and the thing that they have to kill him and then immediately come out with a lone gunman. If it was false flag, that's exactly what they would do. I'm not saying it is false flag, but if it was, that's a playbook. They're going to Lee Harvey Oswald him, give him 3 names, tell him he was a loner, all that crap. But already there's like, oh, now we got 2 different names. Is it Cook? Who was actually up there? It's all, and it's only going to get murkier. It'll only get muddier.
I just want to mention that really pisses me off how when it's a white dude, it's a loner. Oh, he's just acting alone. It's nothing to see here. Let that have been a Muslim. The entire
it would have been a terrorist
community.
cell.
Yeah,
there'd been a whole terrorist cell. There'd have been at least 4 or 5 of them plotting something. Or if it was black, it'd be a gang. It would be a gang violence. There'd be 4, But if it is funny that, oh no, because if it's white, then they'd been militia. They'd be those,
But they never say that.
No,
they just say it's a loner. And then, but if it's a Muslim the entire community has to come out and say, we don't condone this. Like, what? We don't condone this. We would never allow this kind of violence, yada, yada, yada. Why are you begging?
Yeah.
I was looking for, I had a video I thought was funny. But this is going with the conspiracy. I can show you this one because I see it right here. So let's go ahead and show this one. Twitter is looking for this lady. And let me show you why. Is it this? Yeah.
What'd she do now?
They're just saying, why is she so calm? She's right behind them, and they're taking video. Like saying it's not a natural reaction. Is this a video? Oh, sorry.
It's just water.
I do have a video. You got to scoot up. What just happened?
It's not playing it.
Oh, is this it? Oh, we lost it?
No, we lost it. You knocked my chair and it knocked me off my. Yeah, I'm blaming you. Totally. She's wearing shades to conceal her eyes. She's an informant. That's what Golden Monarch says. I found it again. So let's all watch it together.
They get these crisis actors and they don't even do us the common courtesy of changing their look.
Okay. Let's make it big.
Watch this shit, dude. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
She's looking, isn't she?
She's completely normal. And then watch. What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And
First
she's
thing she did.
It's another lady on the other side.
She's not even freaking the fuck. Watch this shit, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this.
She's a TikToker.
Puts the sign up.
Maybe.
She's pulling the phone out right now.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah,
People are
that
freaking
is-
out.
And she's filming.
That
And
is
she's just like right there.
right.
There and there's a. He says she's not even freaking out. And there's a lady on the other side of him too. Her phone was in like a brown purse thing. She was on the other side filming from the other direction.
Well, and then there was that one guy that's always in the background that everybody says is JFK Jr., and he didn't either. He was just standing there the whole time watching it.
Why was nobody running? That might be cultural because black people, we running.
we run from any little slightest.
We run from the slightest sound, anything. And if one person is running, we all running.
Ask questions later, baby.
Yep.
You may.
Yep. Oh, this is the other lady. Okay, let me show you her from the other side. Twitter is trying to find these people. She has on glasses too, but that doesn't really mean anything. She could be just the sun. I have to take off the share every time.
Right.
I think now I'm gonna go back to Google Chrome because it's way easier to use because I don't think we really need that other StreamYard anymore.
Right.
Okay, so here's the other lady. I don't know what they're saying, so. Oh, they just have it slow-mo.
Oh, she's zooming in.
Mm-hmm. And you see this is during all the chaos.
Wow. She got nerves of steel. I was a television cameraman for 10 years, and I don't know as I'd been able to keep my focus when people are screaming and dodging behind me at the president of the United States. I might have, even then I'd probably had a little bit of a shake. She seemed pretty cool there. So I think there is a little something to that about them being way too
calm.
Yeah, unaffected.
I mean, when you see people who are filming like a tragedy or whatever, just that they come across, ran upon, a lot of the comments are always like, the cameraman had one job to do, but they're always shaking and they're filming the floor and
Oh yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to overcome your base instinct of looking with your head instead of with the camera. As soon as something happens, you're like.
So I'm just gonna do this so you can see. If you there are so many. I could pull up any of these. There's so many of them because we know it's true. When black people run, everybody runs.
Yeah.
Why are they not running? Maybe I'll play this one.
They just had one recently.
There's so many of them because we all know. And these are people have done this with, like, some is skits. This might be a skit, but some people have just done it just to see how people react. And it was so funny. There was one, I wish I would know where to pull it up. The black people started running. This was in New York.
I don't know what's going on, but I ain't sticking around.
And black people just started running in. Other ones just started running, and then everybody else was just looking. Looking, you about to die. Oh, let me see if this is one like that. I'm getting so off topic, but I just thought this was funny.
Yeah, we're at an hour and a half.
Yep, and you have to go get some steak.
Yes, I've got a better half hour that I got to take care of tonight. She's going to be getting her face ripped out, her teeth taken care of, so she's not going to be able to eat for a while. So I'm going to treat her like a queen tonight.
Whew. And then after that, it's drinking from a straw.
Right.
Well, eating from a straw, rather.
Yeah, not even, because you can't even suck; you'll get dry rot. So yeah, she'll be eating a lot of pudding and yogurt and that kind of stuff.
She's
Fun.
gonna lose some weight.
I ain't touching
Pudding
that
and
one because
yogurt.
she's watching. I ain't saying a word because I know she's watching, and there's nothing I could say that would be even remotely funny that wouldn't get me in trouble later.
I mean, if all you're eating is yogurt and pudding, oh, I'd be starving. I'm so sorry for that for you. Better have. How long does she have to eat like that? That's almost like a fast.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Well, 8 hours before the surgery. So she's going to get some steak tonight. And then I think Tuesday, she's going to start fasting. And then, yeah, it'll be or Monday. What's today? Yeah, today's Monday. So, yeah. So, yeah, tonight's her last night to actually get to eat. So I'm going to go get her a nice ribeye or something, cook it on the grill for her.
Did I put my foot in my mouth?
No, no, I know better not to make comment about her losing weight. But she's a perfect weight anyway, so she doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, she is.
Is that the right answer? Let me check my notes.
And it's a truthful answer.
Mm-hmm.
Smart man.
Anyway, I just wanted to I'm so sorry. That was completely unprofessional. It's all the water I've been drinking. Thank everybody for being here for Civilian Discourse. I had a blast. I thought it was very informative. I don't know about all of you, but I was getting ready. We were getting ready to talk about prisons, and then Abby reminded me of the RNC and this JD Vance stuff, and I was like, yeah, we got to talk about that. This is going to be your new VP. So here we go. Get ready.
And I forgot. So I wonder if anybody's going to be watching this. Oh, right now they are, some man is singing.
Oh yeah. They love their show. It's a big production. They don't even hide it anymore. It's just like, okay, we'll do this part. And then we'll do the song and dance number, and maybe they'll get some fireworks. I bet they'll have fireworks as they're
Fireworks
leaving.
and yes.
Sure.
But the music isn't even good. Not at the Republican convention.
Well, if it's okay, can I plug Tin Rabbit real quick? Because coming up on Wednesday, we've got a show on simulation theory. But I wanted to say, so that one's already, because we're filming that, like I said, because had better half hours is going under. So, but the week after that, we're going to do Assassinations in America. So that'll be July 24th. We're going to be it'll be me and Bad Cookies, and we'll be going, we're talking about Abraham Lincoln and Kennedy and, Ray, all we figured since we had a former president get nearly taken out. I don't even know how we're going to be able to talk about this on YouTube, but we'll figure it out.
Throw Gary Webb in there too.
Right? Oh yeah, and
I'm gonna think of some.
Yeah, we had to narrow it back because I was throwing out Castro. I was like, no, we're going to keep this one domestic for this one because there's definitely enough. Yeah, there's definitely enough material there, so that'll be fun. But this coming Wednesday, look out for Simulation Theory. We're going to have a pre-recorded show, but Cookies and I will give a quick intro and then play the show. And
she's reminding Tashma is reminding you to mention the time again.
Yes. So we are moving from So now Tin Rabbit is going to be at 6 o'clock Pacific to 9 o'clock Eastern. So 6, 7 is Mountain, 8 is Central, 9 is Eastern. I think.
Yep. Did you want to play your intro?
I guess we could. Let me see if I can.
While you're queuing that up, I also want to remind people that on Thursdays, it's Michael and myself for Noteworthy at 5 Central, 6 Eastern. I don't know what we're talking about this week, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Thank you guys so much for your support. Don't forget to like and share.
In an era where...
Sorry. Starts on its own.
See, I was about to start running.
Did it scare you?
Yes.
So this is the cold. Go ahead, and then I'll do this. This is a cold open of the show. It's only a minute.
Oh, I'm not doing anything.
Oh, okay. You ready?
In an era where the truth is shrouded in mystery, and the lines between reality and fiction are blurred, one webcast dares to venture into the unknown. Welcome to the Tin Rabbit, a journey down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories where the absurd and the astonishing await. In a world where the official narrative is often a veil of deceit, we seek to uncover the secrets that lie beneath, secrets that have been hidden by those who seek to control and manipulate. From the moon landing to the Illuminati, from ancient civilizations to modern-day cover-ups, no topic is off limits, no theory too far-fetched. Your hosts, Bad Cookies and Mastermind Hour, will guide you through the labyrinth of conspiracy theories, separating fact from fiction and truth from lies. They'll explore the shadows of history, examine the present, and speculate about the future. They'll question everything and everyone in the pursuit of the truth. The Tin Rabbit is where the truth is always hidden but never far from our grasp, where the brave and the curious come to seek answers and to question the narrative. So join us on this journey down the rabbit hole. Let's uncover the secrets, expose the lies, and reveal the truth. The truth that's been hidden from us for far, far too long. The journey begins now. Buckle up, dear rabbits. Let's dive into the unknown.
Dear rabbits.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
That's it. So that's the cold open for the Tin Rabbit for next week.
That's cute.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Of the real. Well, I hope to see everybody there next week. Go like the Tin Rabbit. Oh, you have the wrong banner up. That's okay. Go like the Tin Rabbit channel. It's the Tin Rabbit podcast channel.
Yes.
Go do it right now.
Oh, here, I
Turn
got
on
it.
your notifications.
Wait, I got it. I think. Okay.
Go
There
like
we
Abby
go.
do, Abby don't. Turn on your notifications. And Nahilo Nordstrom, turn on those notifications.
Oh, you have to make me a mod. I can't even drop a link in here.
Oh.
Sorry.
Can you drop the 10? Can you Google 10? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all right. I will drop that on X. If you go to, actually, if you do this right here, that is the YouTube for, if you search at Tin Rabbit Podcast on YouTube, then it'll bring it up because we're trying to get to 50. As soon as we get to 50, then we can start going from there. And then I can stop doing Tin Rabbit for Mastermind Hour, and I don't have to worry about YouTube taking that channel because we're going to be talking about conspiracy stuff. So if YouTube's going to take down a channel, then that Tin Rabbit will be isolated on its own and won't have all my family videos and all that stuff on it.
And then we're also on Rumble. Abby do, Abby don't. And I think you're setting up a Rumble. I suggest you do with your topics.
That's what we're working on next. Yeah, there might even be like, oh, we're gonna have to go over to Rumble for this subject because there's a few. Like I said, even this one with the American assassins might have to get Rumble up going sooner than later.
All right, so I'm just going to play a little bit of what's going on at the convention, and then we'll be out. So if you need to leave now, I can handle the rest. I know you want to go get her steak.
Yes.
And I know her mouth is probably watering for that big juicy steak.
Yeah, I could see her in chat. She's like, hurry up, hurry up.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, civilians.
Good luck, better half, tomorrow if I don't talk to you tonight.
He says.
All right. So what I'm about to do, she says, yum, yum. Okay, I'm about to share my screen. Just play a little bit of this, and then I'm out. So it was nice seeing you all again, talking to you all. Love you all. Hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday and Thursday. And in other independent media, I see you there a lot too. So we're like family now. Who knew? Oh, should I mention tomorrow? Are you still doing the thing tomorrow?
Yeah, but let's just shut up.
Well, let's just let them know so they might not get a notification. Okay, look out. I'm just gonna say, look out. Look out for a podcast with Toshmit and Jasmine. So one's a former basketball coach. One is a former track coach. No, she's still a current track coach, correct? Anyway, they're going to be talking about sports and
politics. Black sports and politics.
Tell them. Black sports.
Yeah.
And the
black sports politics. Yeah, just basically how black sports and black athletes,
get shafted sometimes. Sometimes.
How they can become pawns in the political game.
Yeah. That's a better way to say it. Yes. Much better way to say it.
Thank you. Great show.
Got to tuck in and follow and toe the line that Donald Trump has.
Our Lester Holt sat down for an exclusive interview with President Biden at the White House today. We have a clip that I want to play for this panel. Get your reaction on the flip side. Let's play that.
Just shortly before you and I sat down, former President Trump named his vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance. What does that tell you, his qualities? What does that tell you about former President Trump's values in terms of who he will surround himself with in the next administration should he win?
Well, it's not unusual. He's going to surround himself with people who agree completely with him. Have a voting record. I support him. Even though if you go back and listen to the things that J.D. Vance said about Trump.
Simone, I want to ask you, part of this interview, the reason why President Biden sat down for this interview was to prove to the American people, and really the Democratic Party, that he could still be commander-in-chief in 4 years. And the more of the clips that I've seen from the interview so far, every time the president speaks, and again, we are at the convention, so it is a little bit hard to hear, but even with that question, which some would argue he should be ready for, he should be ready to answer, it seemed like he had to struggle a little bit to get to that answer. What are your thoughts?
To me, that sounded like the Joe Biden that I know. I don't think he struggled. I think, frankly, that is how the president talks, right? He's not quick on the draw, if you will, with his words. He speaks with a lower tone, more measured. I think there are times where he gets extremely animated. During that last press conference he had talking about guns and gun violence and children in this country was one of those really animating times where he raised his voice. So I don't read too much into that. I do think, though, that when it comes to, and I'm looking forward to seeing Lester's entire interview, but I do think that when it comes to J.D. Vance and the campaign and the president's prospects in November, what I have heard from a lot of Democrats is they want to see him fight. And I think if you juxtapose the Joe Biden that we've seen in some of these clips in the interview from the Joe Biden this past weekend in North Carolina, in Michigan, on the stage at a big rally, the energy level was different. And so I think, I don't know if the president maybe has a more somber demeanor given the events of the last 48 hours, but this is one of many, many more interviews the president is going to continue, I think, to do, because he does want to demonstrate and tell folks out there so they can see him that, hey, I'm in this race and I'm happy to answer the questions. And I think that's very important for rank and file Democrats and voters across the country to see.
Tricia, every minute that goes by, every day that goes by, that President Biden is still the nominee. It's good for him. He could run out the clock, essentially. Do you think it's going to work?
No, I don't. I think no matter who the Democrats put up with at this point, it's going to be Donald Trump. He's going to win. I mean,
I get that, and I know you're going to say that, but I'm saying, do you think he's still going to be the nominee, President Biden?
Yes. I mean,
you don't think they're going to switch?
No, I don't. He's weathered the media storm for the most part. We don't have back-to-back, day-to-day coverage of people talking about Joe Biden's cognitive abilities. He has the coffers and he has the delegates. I mean, that's a huge technical problem to switch that much money over from Biden to another candidate.
Hogan, if you were advising President Biden, I know you would never do this in your life because of your line of work, but if you were telling him, would you tell him to stay in the race, keep fighting?
Of course. Why wouldn't you? I mean, as Tricia said, you've got the delegates. The tide has kind of receded a little bit. You're weathering the storm. You talk about being a fighter. You talk about taking punches. You talk about getting knocked down and getting back up. What better way to say to the establishment and the people in your party, listen, I know there are some questions and concerns, but I beat Donald Trump once. I'll do it again. That's what he's saying. Now, I think it's folly and I think it's foolish, but that's not the point.
Simone, same question again against former President Trump.
Look, I think the reality is, Tom, is that he is staying. And I have long since said, even before the president announced his reelection, that if he wanted to run for reelection, he should. And there was a primary process and the voters voted. The point about the delegates that Hogan and Trish are making are very, very important. The delegates, this is a process. Just like right now, we are at the RNC watching the process unfold. There was a reason J.D. Vance had to be announced at the time that he was, because there is a process. There are legal things that have to happen within the party apparatus. Given the Democrats' process, Joe Biden has the delegates. And only one of two ways will he not have those delegates. If he releases them, which he has said he is not going to do, or if 2,000 delegates revolt, essentially, and say they're going to go with someone else that is not even on the ballot yet. So I think these are two very unlikely scenarios. And I think Democrats, every day that they continue to talk about the viability or lack thereof of their nominee, damages him and potentially other down ballot Democrats in a general election.